Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Timeless Movie Podcast, episode number 180. My name is Victor Vasquez. Appreciate you joining me on this episode and this channel where all we do is talk and discuss new movies. New movies that come out in theaters or in streaming. We will talk high level. We'll tell you what we liked about it, didn't like about it, and then we'll wrap up the podcast and decide, is this movie timeless after watching it once? Is it something that I can see myself rewatching in the future or maybe even owning as a Blu-ray? Now, these are just going to be my opinions. Sometimes I have guests and they have their own opinions as well, but I also want to hear from all of you. What are your opinions on some of the movies that we have checked out or any recent movies that you have watched as well? Different ways that you can reach out and connect to me. Timeless Movie Podcast has its own email, timelessmoviepod@gmail.com. Reach out with me. Any questions, comments, feedback about the podcast? I'd love to read it here on the actual podcast live here. Well, not really live, but it's okay though. Also, a couple of social media platforms, Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads, all of those. You can search up Timeless Movie Podcast. Again, reach out to me, follow me. That way you're always up to date on new episodes that come out.
The hell is Blue Sky?
Never heard of Blue Sky?
No.
Dude, it's just exactly like Twitter. It even has an image of a little bird too, just like Twitter used to have. Yeah. You heard the voice. You know the man. This guy is the ambassador of Nintendo Switch. His hat collection is growing even more.
It actually hasn't grown in like 6 months.
But he is my brother. He's the man. He's Omar Vasquez. Yeah. Mr. Ohm, as I like to call him. Mr. Ohm, dude, I'm super happy that you're back. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. A little sleepy.
A little sleepy?
Yeah, because we had a big breakfast right now.
Man, great breakfast.
And having to hear this long introduction.
You know what? I actually cut it down.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I try to make it smoother like that. I'm freestyling because you're here on the podcast.
Hey. It was smooth. It was smooth.
Appreciate that, man. You know what else is?
So why are we here?
Well, I mean, the reason you're here, man.
Okay.
Every 5 episodes, Mr. Ohm joins us to talk about a specific movie. It's going to be A24's newest film, How to Make a Killing. I feel like I have repeated myself, Omar, multiple times already over the last couple podcasts, but I'm going to say it one more time. From Crime 101 to Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, How to Make a Killing joins that group of movies that are not being marketed that much. We saw maybe one trailer, and that was pretty much it. And I don't know why some of these movies are just kind of going under the radar.
Right.
We're not seeing a lot of trailers. Like other years when we've seen like Dungeons and Dragons, we see the trailer every time. Drop, we saw it so many times. But a lot of these early movies in this year, not a lot of marketing for it. So it's kind of weird. I don't know why it's getting into the habit of that. I kind of want to see more of these common trailers like that so that people at least know like, hey, oh, is this a movie? And then they find out the cast. What? But
so for you, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I would prefer it where we see the trailer more.
Really?
Yeah, so that at least more people can at least get a chance to like know. Because sometimes I'll tell people like, yeah, I want to go watch this movie Crime 101, and they're like, what? Like, who comes out in that movie? And you're like, and then they find out the actors, and they're like, no way. And so I don't know. I feel like they got to do a better job at least for marketing it because I don't think I've seen a lot of it. We're gonna see it because I mean, we're A-listers.
We have to.
We're it's a part of our job.
No, we have to because we're paying a monthly fee. You know? We have to go watch the movies.
Yeah, but it's for the love of the game.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, true.
Anyway, tell me, Mr. Ohm.
But then also too many trailers is bad.
That's a good point. You don't want it to like overstay its welcome. You're like, oh, okay.
Where you get tired of it.
But there's also a chance it becomes the surprise of the year, though.
Okay, that's true.
All right, well, let's go ahead now and transition into our non-spoiler thoughts of How to Make a Killing now that we got to check it out. All right, little bit of details for all of you that have either not seen anything about this movie, just want to learn a little bit more. How to Make a Killing is from A24, and it is directed by John Patton Ford. Mr. Ohm, if you're not aware, John Patton Ford has made 2 other films. First one called Patrol, little small independent film, I believe. Second one, Emily the Criminal. Have you ever seen that movie?
Never.
It's with Aubrey Plaza. Saw it on a flight somewhere.
Really?
It's pretty good. Surprised me how good it was.
Why'd you watch it?
Because I had seen like a couple of movies already that like were already in the queue of the flight. And then I saw that one, and I was like, oh, like I had heard good things about Emily the Criminal, so let me go check it out.
When
And
did it come out?
it came out, I want to say like early 2024.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
On streaming service?
No, it came out in theaters, but I think only came out for like a week or two.
Oh.
So very, again, under the radar, man. Might be a little theme like that of these movies that are under the radar, but could be good, you know? We'll see. But those are the films that he's made. Who comes out and How to Make a Killing? If you haven't seen any of the trailers, well, let me tell you. Glen Powell, Margaret Qualley, Jessica Henwick, Ed Harris, Topher Grace, and Zach Woods, just to name a few. Now, if you wanted to understand or to know a little bit of a summary of this movie, what the heck is How to Make a Killing about? Well, I'm happy to tell you. This film revolves around the character of Beckett, played by Glen Powell. He is the heir to an inheritance of this family known as the Red Fellows. They are, I believe, worth $28 billion. You know, that's like the number that's thrown out there. Anyway, he is at least a family member and a part of this family, and he has some connection and link to this inheritance. The problem is that he lives a normal life. He's not rich. He lives in New Jersey, and the rest of his family is living a lavish life. They're living their best life. So, because of the circumstances that he finds himself and a promise that he made to his mother, he's going to try to fight for the life that he deserves. So, he comes up with a crazy plan in order to try to be the last member standing of this Red Fellow family and try to win the inheritance. That's essentially the movie. That's what it's all about. Mr. Rome, I'll give my thoughts first, then I'll pass it back over to you to see if we differ. Overall, after we left the theater, Mr. Rome, I thought How to Make a Killing was solid. It wasn't great, wasn't terrible for me. I had a fun time. There was funny moments that happened. I enjoyed Glen Powell's performance. We'll talk a little bit about, and I want to, really go into the prior roles that he's been in so that we can kind of discuss more. But overall, I thought there was a lot of highlights. I liked the kind of messaging that they were kind of highlighting about temptation and how it obviously can lead you into various different paths in your life. But those are my thoughts. Overall, high level, I had a good time. Nothing that just blew me away, but it had an absurd plot. And there's a movie that I kind of reminded me of, but I'll tell you about that later. So put a pin on that. But
why?
Maybe because we could talk about it in spoilers.
It's a spoiler?
Maybe.
Okay.
But those are my high level thoughts. Mr. Rome, what are your thoughts about How to Make a Killing?
High level, yeah. I mean, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
If I had if I have like a critique that sticks out,
mm-hmm.
is that I couldn't really put a finger on what the tone of the movie was. I don't know if it was supposed to be funny or dramatic or serious. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I would have enjoyed it if it leaned into one of them.
Yeah.
Probably more funny.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, like I have something similar, and I guess let's freestyle, Mr. Rome. Let's move into pros and cons, but let's start with cons first, and then move into some positives.
What?
Yeah, man. I'm trying to keep you on your toes here.
Changing it up for episode 180.
180, man. Yeah, man. It's special, man. Hey, you know why it's special?
Why?
Because you're here, man.
Or maybe because 180. So you're doing a 180.
Oh,
on your
nice. A 180 on my entire persona, like in this podcast and how it's run.
Changing everything up.
Yeah.
Should have started with spoilers.
And then I should bring it back at 360. Episode 360 is when I should like bring it full circle.
Yeah, back to normal.
Nice. Dude, I might do that.
No, you won't, man. You're not going to do that.
Mr. Roma, I will lean into your critique as one of my cons, which is there was something about the movie that felt off still,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is why I couldn't bump this up to like a great or like a, man, I had such like a fun time. And it kind of really connects to like what you mentioned, which is I couldn't feel like, should I be rooting for Beckett? Because he's doing bad things.
Right.
His whole plan, this isn't a spoiler, he's trying to get rid of relatives. Now, are the relatives bad people? Yeah, maybe some of them. But I don't know. To me, so those are the biggest things of the critique, which I think aligns with what you said, which is I think the tone shifts in so many different ways, or like they're showing you so many different avenues of what the tone could be, that like I couldn't connect with him. Like I couldn't be like, okay, should I be despising this guy? Should I be like, no, don't do it. Don't do it, Beckett. Like, or should I be like, yeah, do it because these people around him are terrible?
Let me tell you this. You don't feel that way because of the tone.
Oh.
It's because of Glen Powell. I'll get to this later. It's my biggest gripe with Glen Powell, but I'll get to it later. I wasn't really rooting for him either.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. It was weird because he is doing bad things. And usually when movies have like a main character do bad things, it's either he's going to get... it's all going to come back to him at the end, and he's going to pay for it, or maybe he's just a bad person. I didn't know what the movie was trying to do.
He got what he deserved.
At the end, kind of. I don't know, but the movie also deals a lot with morals and your conscience. Mm-hmm. I just don't think it was effective.
It wasn't executed like the way that it should have been, huh?
Right, because I didn't know. I was like, well, I guess I don't really care about him at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it should have leaned more into like funny. Because he is killing these people off, and these characters are funny.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know I guess I'll go into a pro.
Yeah.
I loved the side characters. I mean, mainly Zach Woods and Topher Grace. Mm-hmm. They were the stars of the movie, and they came out for one scene each. Or Zach Woods came out for a few. But that was to me the most interesting part. It's like these it's like it puts like a mirror up to life. Like look at these rich people. Look how they act, or look at what they do. And that was the fun part, seeing those people die and seeing how ridiculous they are. I think that movie should have been that.
I have another critique, which is I've also felt that the movie was off because we spent too little time with the people that he's trying to kill.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's a couple of family members that Beckett interacts with, and sometimes you don't even get like a little bit of a backstory, or like you don't get to see him interact with some of the members. They just get taken out. And I don't know, like to me, like I agree. I think we should have seen like more scenes with Topher Grace. Like that one scene, like Omar mentioned, was hilarious. Like just seeing him interact with Glen Powell, like the chemistry between the two of them really worked. Zach Woods is always funny, no matter anything that he comes out in. But I think they should have just given them more time to breathe and like live with these other relatives, so that you get to see maybe how terrible it is, and maybe you kind of empathize a little bit more with Beckett when he's doing this. I don't know, but that's kind of again what felt a little off.
You're trying to empathize with Beckett.
Well, that's what the story's trying, though.
Yes, but you can't, because it's Glen Powell.
This guy, man.
I have a reason for this.
Tell us, man.
Should I get into it now?
Let me give you some pros first.
All right, give me some pros.
Because those are the only critiques that I had. Was just that it fell off with, like, again, the character of Beckett, and it fell off that they didn't give more time to the relatives, which I think would have been beneficial. Pros for me, Mr. Holm. I actually really dug the twists and turns in the third act of the movie. There's a couple of things that happened where I thought I had the movie figured out already when it was going and it was leading to Beckett, committing all these crimes. And I thought, okay, well, I kind of know what's going to happen eventually. And then there's a couple of things that end up like just bamboozling me. I'm like, oh, okay, whoa, that was not what I was expecting, or that was not something that I saw coming. And so I just wanted to shout that out. Again, maybe we can get into it in the spoilers, but and that way you at least know which ones I was talking about and see if you agree or not. But I really like that aspect. I love it when a movie, it makes me feel like I figured it out, and then like, oh, no. You're not even close.
Yeah, that's a good pro. Like, it's not predictable.
Exactly. Mr. Holm, any positives on your side?
I think I said them already.
Yeah.
it was fun. I mean, it was good.
Yeah. Two other ones that I have. What did you think about the music? The actual needle drop songs? Like anything that like stood out to you?
I don't even remember.
Oh man, to me, I actually really enjoyed like the music that they were playing. Like there was this one song that I listened to after on Spotify that was the scene where one of the family members of the Red Fellows jumps from a helicopter, and like there's a song playing, and it was like really upbeat, like high energy. And I was like, oh man, I gotta listen to that. And when I started listening to some of the soundtrack, like some of it kind of related to, or not, like at least the lyrics or some of the title songs kind of were pointing to like the movie, like kind of saying, oh, like about temptation or like having no fear or doing all this stuff. And so I'm like, oh, okay. So I wonder if it was, they did it obviously on purpose of like how they scheduled or kind of set up these songs within the actual movie. But that was at least a positive for me, was that the songs, they felt like they were still kind of well integrated with the movie of like what was going on in a scene.
What was the song? The one in the helicopter.
It was called "No Fear" by Inflow.
I didn't notice that song during the movie. I must have just thought it was part of the party music.
Yeah, no, dude, not to me. Not with this ear right here that I have. Last one, Mr. Rome. I think you're gonna disagree with me, but here it goes. Glen Powell has amazing chemistry with the female leads in all of the movies that he has.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, you haven't seen Hitman, but in Hitman with Adria Arjona, like amazing chemistry. Like it's just off the charts. With this one with Jessica Henwick, man, like I believed. Like and then you could feel like, okay, these are the cliche moments when two people that just start falling for each other, but it's believable. Like I'm like, as I'm watching the movie, you're like, yeah, you kind of hope that he gives up this life or his plan of trying to get this inheritance and stay with Jessica Henwick's character of Ruth. And so I don't know, like that to me, that chemistry really works. But again, it's Glen Powell's ability with like every other female character that he interacts with like other movies, like in Twister, Daisy Edgar Jones, that was good chemistry too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know that it takes two to tango. It's not just Glen Powell. It's the female actresses as well, working well with him. But I don't know, he's got a knack for it. It just works. You believe him as like a guy that does like have some interest like in these like women and wants to obviously do good. But that's just my thoughts there. All right, Mr. Rom. Any other non-spoiler thoughts? Anything else that comes to mind? Any other critiques?
No.
All right, man. Let's jump into it. Talk spoilers.
All right, I have a critique.
Let's do it, man. Now, giving everybody the last warning, we're going to jump into spoilers right now. So if you don't want to be spoiled, please jump out of the podcast, watch the movie, and then come back and drop in your comments and thoughts on how to make a killing. Ms. Rome, the floor is yours.
All right.
Spoiler talk.
Spoiler talk? I'll keep this brief. Like one sentence, probably.
You know I don't like that, man.
I'm going to do it anyways. Hey, everybody. Hollywood, casting directors. Glen Powell is not a good guy. Stop casting him as a main character underdog.
That's it?
I think that gets the point across, right? I don't buy him as the underdog, okay? I don't You said you don't empathize with him. It has nothing to do with the story or the tone. It's because he's not a guy to root for. I don't see it in him. He's a good actor.
Yeah,
he's a great actor. But some people are just born to play like a villain or a cocky guy.
Yeah,
his character in Twister, that's perfect. That's a character that he could do. But I think I know why he can't be a good guy, in my opinion, in my eyes. It's his face. His face and voice, actually.
Yeah.
His face, because like he has like this smile, this grin.
Yeah.
This natural grin that just like when he's sitting in a jail cell.
Yeah.
And he's smiling to the priest. He looks like an asshole.
Yeah.
He's on death row, and you don't care that he's about to die. Am I right?
Yeah. I mean, like at that moment, you're more interested as to like, well, how did he get here, rather than like feeling that emotion of like, well, hey, like, should you be acting this way?
He's acting like if he's the Joker. He's like, he knows he's gonna escape this or something. He's not an underdog, and it's also his voice. You know, his voice naturally has like this. It's like literally the sound of his voice. It's like the sound has this tone where it's naturally.
Like you want to despise him in a way, or like you want to go against him,
or he makes the moment lighter than what it is.
That's a great way to describe it. So when you should be taking it more seriously, he's kind of lifting up, and you're like, oh, I can laugh.
Yeah. Oh, it's not that serious. He's in the death row. He's about to be executed, but it's not that serious. It has that feeling. I don't think he's an underdog. You know, if to like compare it to like wrestling terms or wrestling examples, like Triple H, right? He's a natural heel. He looks like a bad guy. He talks like a bad guy. He sounds like a bad guy. He's played a good character before, but he's the best when he plays a bad character, and people want to see him as a bad character. I say that's Glen Powell.
Oh man, Good case, man. Good case for why Glen Powell should be more of a, again, like that kind of anti-hero or villain character or antagonist rather than the hero.
The Running Man, terrible role for him.
Yeah, that I'm in agreement, because that the entire movie, right from the beginning, where you're supposed to be on his side, you never feel like, oh yeah, like I never feel like he's in a position where he's cornered. He always has an answer to kind of get out of it. So yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I probably won't talk for the rest of the podcast.
Well, don't let me monologue. People are gonna get bored with just me talking about myself.
That's every episode of yours.
Maybe that's why not a lot of people listen. You know, who knows, man? Maybe they're waiting for you to come back. You know, Mr. Rome. What I was gonna tell you though.
Who can relate?
Mr. Rome, I was
Leave
gonna tell
down
you
in the comments.
Yeah, leave it in the comments like that. Who can relate to like just not being able to listen to me just monologue through some of the episodes?
No, about Glen Powell.
Oh yeah. Oh please, yes, please comment like that and to see how many people agree or disagree. Maybe on the Spotify, I usually put up a poll about, is the movie timeless? Maybe I should put, is Glen Powell a hero kind of character? Is he a protagonist?
Like let's say even in this cast, Ed Harris.
Yes.
He always plays a villain.
Yeah.
Almost always. Because he looks like a villain. He talks like a villain.
That's true. I can't think of any other movie where he's probably been on the good side. Maybe other than like, maybe Top Gun Maverick? I think he was in Top Gun Maverick as one of the generals, but he only comes out for like a little bit, I think.
Even then, he's like this
intimidating.
He's never like an underdog.
Mm-hmm. Can I go back to Glen Powell, Mr. Rome? I know you're tired of talking about him, but do you not feel though that it also is like the story, like portraying him in a certain way? Like if you want him to feel like whereas the audience, you feel some empathy for him, don't you feel like the story should do a better job of showing him having a harder life? They don't show him having a hard life. I mean, I know that like at this point in the story, like when he's an adult, he doesn't have the job that he wants. He's not making money. He lives in a city that he doesn't want to. And he lost his mom when he was like really young to a terminal disease. But they never show him like really struggling. And that's where I said of my critique is that, look, I understand that Glen Powell has a certain perspective for you of like how you see him. Like I can root for him. But to me, the story didn't allow me to do that. Like the story never set him up to like struggle within the movie. Like, do you agree with that, or do you feel like they did show like that? Like, oh yeah, his life is pretty crappy.
I agree with that, but
or I guess is it better to say that the story shouldn't just be the full story that should tell us that we should care about this character? It should be obviously the actor and the story.
I'm still trying to figure out what the movie is trying to tell us, though. Like. If they were to give him a hard life, then it would be like justified that he's killing all these people. And the story is kind of telling us like, well, morality, and like you're conscious. Like he even said it at the very end. He's drowning out his conscience. So that means like, yeah, his life wasn't that hard. So he really shouldn't be killing these people. Yeah. But he did it anyways.
Speaking of that quote, man, the way that Ed Harris delivered that quote was pretty cool, man. Not pretty cool, actually. Really cool. And again, going back to it because he sounded like a villain and he's so intimidating, he like delivered it like really well. I'm going to butcher it, but he was just like basically telling Beckett that like, oh, you know, sometimes you have a voice in your head, but if you turn your head a certain way to the wind, eventually that voice goes away. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And then eventually Beckett repeats that at the end of the movie. That was such a great line.
Yeah, it was. So I don't know if they're trying to. Yeah, so I don't know if the movie is trying to make Beckett a good guy at the end, or a good guy or a bad guy. I don't know.
I thought it was more of like, oh, because he didn't choose the right path of like, hey, he had the life that he wanted, he just didn't see it, or how he interpreted his mom's promise of like, oh, fighting for the right life, that he just made that wrong choice. That's kind of how I interpret it. I kind of interpret it as like, this is his consequence now for not paying attention or reading between the lines when he was living his life. He was so committed to this one goal of being rich that now it leads him to, it seems like at the end of the movie, he is rich, but now he's being controlled by the character of Julia, who's played by Margaret Qualley, which, Mr. Rome, I want to segue into this. Margaret Qualley plays this character of Julia. It is a girl that knows Beckett when they're younger and eventually comes back into his life when he's an adult, and obviously has a lot of things to do in order to kind of point him in a certain direction when he is trying to get rid of some of the relatives. Mr. Rome, at any point in the movie, did you think that Julia was a ghost or wasn't real.
No.
I kind of thought that like in the first or second act of the movie, because every time she came out,
Yeah, she would just appear.
it almost seemed like nobody else would react to her like in a certain way.
Whoa! Hold on. Let me start thinking of the details that happens.
Yeah.
Here. This could be kind of like a Fight Club.
A connection, yeah.
He's like Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
It's just himself the entire time.
It's just a part of his brain or something like that that is like just telling him to do these things, or part of his ego or whatever it is. That's kind of how I thought about it. And then eventually the story shows that she is a real person because she goes to court. She's there to pick him up after he gets out of jail. He doesn't get executed. So that's a big spoiler, is that, he actually does not get put on the, whatever they're going to do to him, I guess, the electric chair or whatever the execution style was. He gets saved, but he goes with Julia. So those are the reasons. The first couple of scenes that she came out in, I don't remember seeing anybody else interact with her other than Beckett. Also the way that they would frame her, like in the camera, like it always sometimes would seem like Julia was always like above Beckett, like in some way, like, or I don't know how they would show her on camera, and you would see Beckett looking at her, and he was always like in a way like mesmerized, and so it made me think, okay, if she's not a ghost, is she supposed to be like the representation of like temptation or like some type of like devil, where like she's like kind of pulling him down a path like that you shouldn't go? I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense or anything, or as you're kind of remembering the movie, but that's kind of how it almost got me. And I almost started thinking like, is she really like just a ghost, like, or a figment of his imagination?
I mean, that would have been better.
Yeah, maybe that's why I came up with that too.
Because I think a character was a little random. Like, I feel like her motivation wasn't ever strong enough.
Yeah, it was just like, she wanted the inheritance.
And then like she was able to frame him somehow. I feel like that was a weak point.
Mm-hmm.
She magically had somebody taking pictures of him committing these crimes.
Yeah.
It makes worse. I want it to be true. I want it to be that she's a ghost.
Do you think that they did that like photographer to capture him doing these things? Do you think it's because maybe we would have questioned if that nobody ever saw that? Like, how the hell did he get to be an individual that helps somebody as like a staff member before they get on a plane? Or how do they get to work at like a specific sauna? Because there's sometimes where he's working at these places, like, how's he just popping up in these places?
That's why I think the movie should be more of a comedy. Right? Because you don't have to explain so much stuff in the comedy.
Yeah, you just accept it.
It's true. How does he get to all these places?
Yeah. Speaking of comedies, Mr. Rome, another segue.
Comedies. We're going to talk about a different movie?
Yeah, I did want to talk about a different movie.
Really?
One I mentioned before. Did this movie ever remind you of, or in some cases, like maybe feel similar to No Other Choice?
Yeah.
That's the movie that came up to my mind, but I feel like No Other Choice did it a lot better.
Way better, yeah.
Why do you think that is? Like, what is it like? And I know that you might say that because of Glen Powell, but
yes, dude, this is my clear. Okay, you can.
No. All I was gonna say is that for No Other Choice, he was doing things that you in your mind, you're like, why? Like, why is he taking out these people? Why is he doing that? But I kind of, again, I felt something similar, like where I didn't feel like where I sympathized for him, or like I felt like, oh man, but I was more, don't do it because of your family, because like your wife like loves you so much, and you're gonna ruin it.
Here's the Glen Powell thing. What's that actor's name?
From No Other Choice?
Yeah.
Oh, I can probably look it up right now.
He feels more like a regular guy.
And that goes back to, I guess, your theory. Like, is that the way that Glen Powell looks? He doesn't look like a regular guy.
And so, like, in No Other Choice, it's like this could be anybody. This is like somebody you know, even yourself, or a parent, or a relative. And it's like, this is a normal guy doing, like horrible things.
Oh, I found the actor is that Lee Byung-hun.
Yeah,
is the actor that came on No Other Choice.
And look, he came out in Squid Games.
Yes,
and he was a villain. He plays a villain, but he can also play this meek-looking regular guy. Mm-hmm. Glen Powell could play a villain, but he can't play that regular guy. That's why this movie didn't really. I don't know. How did we get here?
I was telling you that, like, what it reminded me of.
Oh, No Other Choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did differently. I guess No Other Choice just felt more relatable. It felt more grounded.
And also, like, what's weird to me is that why, like, No Other Choice, it has the same kind of absurd type of scenes. Like, you just thinking or understanding the idea of, hey, this guy's gonna take out a couple of his competitors so that he gets the job interview by him, like, to himself, and he gets a job. And you think then you're like, what? But as the story goes along, like, you buy into it. You buy into, like, okay, yeah, I guess this is what he wants to do. And here it's the same thing. Like, you have an absurd thing where he's like, I don't have any connection to this family, but I'm going to take every single person out to get this inheritance. And you're like, that is absurd. But for some reason, yeah, I think it goes back to your critique of tone. It wasn't trying to tell you about morals or anything. At least I don't think.
No,
Do you think so?
I think this one tries to be more funny than No Other Choice.
Oh, I guess, yeah, maybe it tries to be more funny, yet I laughed more in No Other Choice.
Yeah, because I think the change was like, because it's like, I feel like No Other Choice was like a serious movie, but then when something comical happened, it was like such a different.
It's just so like jarring different
that
it was.
it's like funny.
Yeah,
and I think this one, it never felt too serious.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And so and then the funny parts were never that funny.
They were just always like a good chuckle, but you were never like, oh man.
But even like going back to like you said, Glen Powell or like Beckett's character didn't really suffer enough for him to do that. But then like in No Other Choice, the dad got fired, but then that's like you feel horrible.
Yeah.
And it's not that bad. He's not that down bad. He didn't suffer that much, but you do feel it.
Do you think it's because they showed in No Other Choice, like at the beginning, that he had the life he wanted?
Yeah.
Everything was perfect. He had like the house, he had the job, his family, and then you immediately see everything turn. And now you're seeing him trying to like scratch and claw his way back.
And I guess it's relatable. And I think that's the difference. It's just more relatable because he wants to scratch his way back, but just to get to that point where he was at.
Mm-hmm.
And now his whole family structure changes. Whereas Glen Powell, he's not scratching back. He's trying to become a billionaire.
Yeah.
That's unrelatable.
Dude, that's great. Great way to articulate it. Dude, I think we solved it. I think we solved why we feel this way about How to Make a Killing.
So should we just end it there?
Nah, dude. There's still a couple other things we want
What?
to say. Yeah, man.
What else is there to talk about?
I mean, we got to answer the most important question, man.
What is it?
You know what the most important question is. But before we get there, Mr. Rome,
Okay.
anything else that you have about How to Make a Killing?
I know we're talking a lot of crap about it. It wasn't that bad.
No, yeah.
It's like a...
Like a middle of the road type of movie. Like
Are you going to ask the question whether you recommend it in the theaters?
I am.
Okay.
Let's jump into it now.
Okay. I say no. But this is a definite like streaming recommendation. If somebody ever just wants to like watch a movie like at their house, I'd be like, oh dude, put that movie on. It's not bad.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Mr. Rome. My recommendation was going to be that this isn't something that you have to run out to the theaters and just immediately check out. There's a couple other movies that I would prefer. Like I would even say like, again, Crime 101 was a movie that I really liked. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Very wacky. Also an absurd movie. Yet I would probably push people to watch that one more just because it just throws out so many things at you.
Oh, it's wacky, but it used it well.
Yes. Yeah. Whereas here, like again, like Omar brings up like a couple times, like you just don't know what tone you should be. Like, should I be laughing here? Should I be doing this? So yeah, that's gonna be mine. Like I would say, not an immediate watch. If you feel like watching it, and if you really like Glen Powell, then yeah, maybe go watch it on streaming. All right, Mr. Rome. Last and final question before we wrap up the podcast. That was pretty good. It's a pretty good sound effect right there.
Dude, get a sound.
I know, man. I really do have to get it. I'm kind of excited to program it with the certain sounds that would really fit some situations. But we'll talk about that another time. Mr. Rome, what I want to talk about right now is How to Make a Killing timeless?
Timeless? I say no.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, we're not trying to talk crap about this movie. Again, if you listen to the beginning of it, we both thought it was good. It's an enjoyable time, but I just don't feel like there's anything that brings me back to the movie. Now, Glen Powell's character does get his comeuppance at the end. I feel like he wants his life, and then look, because of the choices that he made, now he gets to suffer in this life that he's rich but not really in control. So I don't know. I don't know if that's like a sufficient ending or a satisfying ending to get me back in there. Maybe Zach Woods or Topher Grace, those scenes might, but
yeah, maybe.
They had more time. That would be even better. But not timeless for us. However, what do you all think? Everybody listening out there, let us know your thoughts. Drop it in the comments wherever you're listening, whether it's on Spotify or YouTube. Let us know if you think this movie is timeless, who your favorite character was, and what you thought about the morals and everything about this story as well. Also, want to give a quick shout out anybody on Apple Podcasts. No comments there, but you can always send us an email, timelessmoviepod@gmail.com. It is open. Send me any questions, thoughts, emails, feedback, anything to say about me and Omar. Do you agree with Omar's thoughts on Glen Powell? I want to see. Maybe I'm in the minority. Maybe you're in the majority. Maybe everybody else agrees that Glen Powell shouldn't be playing these kind of type of characters. Who knows?
Who knows?
Anyway, guys, thanks so much for listening to our full thoughts of How to Make a Killing. This has been Omar Vasquez and Victor Vasquez on episode 180 of the Timeless Movie Podcast. If you're still starving for more, though, you want to listen to more, episode 179 is up on the Timeless Movie Podcast. I ended up having my cousin-in-law, Melina, join me to talk about Wuthering Heights. Miss Rome, hour and 15.
Nice,
something that I wish that you and I could also do as well in the future.
Never.
How dare you?
I'm trying to become the shortest episode of this channel.
How dare you, man? Oh man. Well, Omar, thank you so much again for joining me, man.
We need an Avengers team up. Eventually.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, it's gonna happen.
All the guests you ever invited.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Timeless guests assemble. That's what I'm gonna say. Man.
End it there.
Well, no, man. We gotta keep going. Anyway, Mr. Rome, thank you so much again, man. Thank you to everyone listening out there. And again, feel free to reach out if you guys have any questions, thoughts, or feedback. Thanks so much for listening. Make sure you're on the lookout for the next episode, and we'll talk to y'all later.